You ever hear a case that's make you sit back and go, wait, how is that even possible? Because this story starts with a man found not guilty of killing his wife and ends with him sentenced to life in prison years later. Same crime, same man, different truth. And the reason everything changed was his own child. The story takes us to England, London, and Surrey. Quiet area, normal streets, the kind of places where people assume bad things only happen somewhere else. But in a family home in Red Hill, Surrey, that illusion shattered. Her name was Dawn Rhodes, a mother, a wife, someone described by family as warm, caring, and devoted to her children. And the man at the center of her life was Robert Rhodes, her husband. In the summer of 2016, Dawn was killed inside her own home. Police arrived, statements were taken, and Robert Rhodes told a story. He said there had been a violent argument. He claimed Dawn attacked him. He said what happened next was self-defense. And here is the part that still shocks people to this day. A jury believed him. In 2017, Robert Rhodes was acquitted of Dawn's murder. He walked free. The case was considered finished. Think about that for a second. A woman is dead. Her husband admits he caused her death. And yet, legally, it's over. Life moved on. Or at least it looked like it did on the surface. But inside the family, something was very, very wrong. Because there was someone else in the house that night. Someone small, someone whose voice had never really been heard. Their child. Years later, not immediately, not dramatically, but slowly. In therapy, the child began to talk. What came out did not match the story told in court, not even close. The child explained that their father had planned what happened, that they had been manipulated, that they had been drawn into something no child should ever be part of. This wasn't a new opinion. This wasn't a hindsight. This was new evidence. And under UK law, that mattered. Normally, when someone is acquitted, that's it. No second chances for the justice system. But there is a rare exception. If compelling new evidence appears in a murder case, a retrial is legally possible. And that's exactly what happened here. Years after Robert Rhodes walked free, prosecutors reopened the case. The police reviewed everything again. The original statement, the physical evidence, the contradiction, and most importantly, the child's testimony. And suddenly, the original story began to collapse. At the retrial in Inner London Crown Court, the jury heard how Rhodes had controlled the narrative from the very beginning, how he had injured himself to support a false self-defense claim, how he had coached the child, how lies have been repeated again and again, not just to police, but in court. This time the jury saw the full picture. They convicted Robert Rhodes of murder. But that wasn't all. He was also found guilty of perjury, preventing the course of justice, and child cruelty, crimes tied directly to how he lied and how he involved his own child in maintaining those lies for years. At sentencing in early 2026, the judge did not hold back. She described his action as calculated and deeply harmful. Robert Rhodes was sentenced to life imprisonment with a minimum term approaching 30 years. For Dawn's family, it was justice delayed, but finally delivered. For the child, it was something else entirely. A chance to be heard, a chance to stop carrying someone else's crime. This case hits hard because it shows how truth doesn't always come out quickly. Sometimes it waits, sometimes it hides behind fear, sometimes it lives inside someone who was never supposed to carry that weight in the first place. Robert Rhodes through the story was finished when the jury said not guilty. He thought time would bury the truth, but it didn't, because eventually someone spoke. And when they did, the entire case turned itself inside out. If you want fast updates on Irish UK true crime stories, subscribe. We cover everything before it hits mainstream headlines. Thank you.